Welcome to chapter 67 through 71 of Turning Pro, a book club found on go.fsbb.io. Today we're going to be talking about a professional living in the present, does not need instant gratification, and never gives their power away to others. Let's get into it. The professional lives in the present. The amateur spends his time in the past and the future. He permits himself to fear and to hope. The professional has taught himself to banish these distractions. When Stephen Sondheim makes a hat, he is thinking of nothing else. He is immersed. He loses himself in the work and in the moment. You know, one of the things that I always tell my kids is that if you're ever nervous, you're worried about the future, right? If you're ever nervous, you're worried about the future. And if you're ever feeling anxious, or if you're ever feeling concerned, often that's because you're thinking about either the future or the past. And so neither the future nor the past is real. And so focusing only on today is all that matters. And frankly, it's all that we have within our scope anyway. The professional defers gratification. I'm guilty of checking my email. Are you? We're crazy. What do we imagine we're going to find in our inbox? The children who are able to sit for 3 minutes for a marshmallow on the table in front of them without eating it were rewarded with 2 marshmallows when the experimenter returned. But that's as crazy as inbox watching. Krishna said that we have the right to our labor, but not to the fruits of our labor. He meant that the piano is its own reward, as is the canvas, the barre, and the moviola. Fuck the marshmallows. My friends, defer your gratification. We will win when we're done. The professional does not wait for inspiration. We're all nothing without the muse. But the pro has learned that the goddess prizes labor and dedication beyond any theatrical seeking of her favors. The professional does not wait for inspiration. He acts in anticipation of it. He knows that when the muse sees his butt in the chair, she will deliver. I can't tell you how many times I've sat in this chair just waiting to finally deliver. You know, sometimes you have to force yourself to just get the work done. The professional does not give his power away to others. The dictionary defines icon as an article, a relic, say, that once belonged to a saint or a holy man, that serves as an object of worship. A person can be an icon. When we make someone into an icon, we give away our power. We say to ourselves, unconsciously, quote, this person possesses qualities I wish I possessed. Therefore, I will worship this person in the hope that the quality will wear off on me. Or I will acquire that quality by virtue of my proximity to this mentor, sensei, lover, teacher, or hero. In my experience, when we project a quality or virtue onto another human being, we ourselves almost always already possess that quality, but we're afraid to embrace it and to live that truth. The amateur is an acolyte, a groupie. The professional may seek instruction or wisdom from one who is further along in mastery than he, but he does so without surrendering his self-sovereignty. Don't be a follower. Don't be a follower. Be an independent human, taking from lots of great guidance and lots of great help, but never putting them on a pedestal. Finally, the professional helps others. When I first finished the manuscript for Gates of Fire, it was 800 pages long. My agent, Sterling Lord, though he loved it, said he couldn't submit it to publishers unless I cut it at least 300 pages. That was like telling me to amputate not 1 limb, but 2. I was devastated. One of the people Sterling had shown the manuscript to was Tom Guesberg, who had been head of Viking Press for years. It was a hell of a thing for someone like Tom's stature, simply to glance at this unknown writer's work. But Tom did more. He sent me a note. I still have it. The central sentence is this: there's something great in here, Steve. I have confidence you will find it and bring it out. I barely knew Tom. He barely knew me. But if you saw the thumbprints I put on that note, from the dozens of times I picked it up and hung onto its words for inspiration, you would think we were best buds from way back. The amateur hoards his knowledge and his reinforcement. He believes that if he shares what he possesses with others, he will lose it. The professional is happy to teach. He will gladly lend a hand or deliver a swift kick. But here's the caveat. The professional refuses to be iconized. For the selfish reasons. Not for selfish reasons, but because he knows how destructive the dynamic of iconization is to the iconizer. The pro will share his wisdom with other professionals, or with amateurs who are committed to becoming professionals. Like Art in Roseanne Cash's dream, he will not waste his time on dilettantes. You guys have heard me say this multiple times before, and I'll repeat it again. And we talked about it in the last book club meetup that we did on the last chapters. At the end of the day, man must be sufficiently paid for the work effort that they do, lest they turn to despise those that they serve. That's it, friends. We need to be adequately and sufficiently paid for the work we do, lest we despise those we serve. Our job is to serve others. You've heard me say that. And for me personally, I have come to a deep and stark realization that the only thing for me on this planet is to serve others so that I may be served, and to serve others so that I have purpose, so that I have value, so that I have internal feelings of good juju. Like for me, this realization, I've talked about it many times on stream, like this is my sole purpose, is to serve and help others. Like that is what I'm here to do. But I should be sufficiently and adequately paid to do that. But not only that, I am never to be an icon. We are not to be icons. We are here to build. We are here to help ourselves flourish and help other people flourish, and not allow any of them to distract us from our goals. So, I got a couple questions per usual for all of you guys hanging out with me in this amazing cohort, the Turning Pro cohort. There is no past and no future. There's only now. So get back to work. I always like to say the win will come when the work is done. Nobody is going to inspire you but you. And inspiration, at the end of the day, as we've seen from Pressfield here, inspiration is bullshit. So, a couple questions for you to answer in our community. Number one, when have you given your power away to another? How did that affect you? Have you ever done that before? Number two, our best work will be a function of how we serve others. How will you be fulfilled financially from your service to others? I think it's important for us to absolutely denote how are we going to get sufficiently paid for our service to others. Can't wait for your responses in the community at go.fsbb.io. We'll see you there.